Chapter 370. After the battle. Tear. Suddenly, a strange change occurred, just as the Dawnbreaker Immortal Order was about to reach Kang Chon's hands. A crack appeared in the space beside him, and a blood-red palm swiftly stretched out, ready to intercept the Dawnbreaker Immortal Order. However, Kang Chao was prepared for this, as he roared out, "Ling Redblood, you seek death." Before the words fell, a long blood-colored blade appeared in Kang Chon's hand. As soon as the blood blade came out, the killing aura rushed to the sky, the entire surrounding space. Deriving a scene of the Shura hell, the boundless killing aura made the entire killing sea boil. Kang Chao raised the blood knife, slashed at the blood-red palm that stretched out, and immediately a blood-colored knife on ****** came out, leaving a blood-colored rainbow in the sky. Immediately, a roar rang out, and the bloody palm fell down, losing the obstruction. The Dawnbreaker Immortal Order transformed into a golden light and was caught in Kang Chon's hand. And at this moment, there was a fluctuation in space, and a blood-red Ling Hongblood came out of it in a sorry state, his eyes staring at Kang Chao in death. Extreme treasure weapon. Ling Hongblood stared dead on the blood knife in Kang Chon's hand, his eyes full of unbelief. He grabbed his broken palm and quickly picked it up, but his face went pale for a while. Obviously the party had already caused him to be injured quite lightly. Ling Hongblood, just with you also wanting to snatch the dawn-breaking Immortal Order. It seems that you are impatient with life, Kang Chao said coldly, his face full of killing aura. With the blood blade in his hand, his strength was completely at its peak, and his might was unrivaled. Some of the surrounding spectators also came back to their senses from the shock at this moment, and they stared at the blood knife in Kang Chon's hand, all of them sucking in a breath of cold air. Extreme grade treasure weapon. It was the first time that an extreme grade treasure weapon had appeared in the Land of Kings, and it was still in the hands of Kang Chao, the #1 powerhouse in the Land of Kings. So it could be imagined that this was completely like a tiger with wings. At this moment, Kang Chao was absolutely invincible at the outbreeding stage, and I'm afraid that amongst the divine separation stage powerhouses, there were very few people who could defeat him. Some people immediately put away their greedy gazes. No matter how good the Broken Dawn Immortal Order was, it was not as precious as life. I didn't expect you to possess an extreme treasure weapon, but it's still impossible for you to kill me. Today's broken palm revenge will be returned tenfold in the coming day. Ling Hongblood glared hatefully at Kang Chao, turned around and left. Originally, Kang Chao, who had consumed a lot in the battle with Devil Heaven, he, Ling Hongblood, was still sure to deal with it. But seeing the extreme treasure weapon in Kang Chon's hand, he immediately dispelled this idea. The power of the extreme treasure weapon was something he knew very well, not to mention that he was alone. Even if he came back with 2 more of him, it would be difficult to defeat Kang Chao, who possessed the extreme treasure weapon. But would Kang Chao allow him to leave? The answer was clearly impossible. Only to see Kang Chao raise his blood saber and slash out a brilliant saber horn, blocking Ling Hongblood's path of retreat. Ling Hongblood, you don't have a coming day anymore. Today is the day you die. Kang Chao was extremely furious, not to mention the past hatred, just based on the fact that today, Ling Hongblood wanted to snatch his dawn-breaking Immortal Order. It had completely pissed him off. For the people of the Poison Sect, Kang Chao is not that merciful. Boom! An explosion rang out as Ling Hongblood was shaken back dozens of feet by the blood-colored blade onyx, and he laughed coldly. Kang Chao, you are indeed very strong, but it's impossible to kill me. Saying that, he tore through space and instantly left. Kang Chao naturally couldn't let him instantly move away. He immediately raised his sword to slash, a blazing blade aura, tearing through the void, killing Ling Hongblood's descendant. If Ling Hongblood still wanted to instantly move away, then he would definitely be heavily injured by this blade, and would not be able to die either. Kang Chon's eyes revealed a cold smile. Possessing a superb treasure weapon, he had absolute certainty of killing Ling Hongblood. But the next moment, Kang Chon's face changed greatly, only to see that not far away, a strange change occurred. A tall figure suddenly appeared, helping Ling Hongblood block the blood-colored blade onings, and instantly moved away together with Ling Hongblood. Out of body stage great circle. Daring to block my blade onings with a palm of flesh. This person's flesh is definitely at the upper grade treasure artifact level. Kang Chon's face changed, and he immediately knew the identity of the person who had come. After Zhuanggang left the King's Land, the 10,000 Demons Hall also gave birth to an outbreathing stage great perfection powerhouse called Barbarian Wind. It was said that this Barbarian Wind was an ancient divine beast, ugly bull, with a very heaven-defying bloodline, and his talent was not below those special bloodlines. Of the 12 ancient divine beasts of the zodiac, this ugly ox ranks second, only behind the first-ranked heaven-swallowing rat. His talent is truly extraordinary. Kang Chon's eyes were slightly gloomy. He didn't go after it anymore. He had consumed a lot of his true essence. Even if he possessed an extreme treasure weapon, it would be difficult to leave behind to great rounded powerhouses of the outbreathing stage. Brother, are you alright? Darn it, to think that this fellow Ling Hongblood escaped. At this moment, Little Gold also rushed over with an angry face. No harm done, count him lucky this time. It won't be too late to kill him next time. Kang Chia shook his head indifferently. Then he put away the Dawnbreaker Immortal Order and came to the treasure ship to round with Fan Din and Zhao Linga. Dawn-breaking Immortal Order. Quickly, quickly, quickly take it out and let this young lady take a look. Zhao Linga immediately greeted her with a face of excitement as she stared at Kang Chia with wide, dead eyes. In the Killing Sea, countless cultivators from both the righteous and demonic factions watched Kang Chia and the others leave, and in everyone's eyes, they still carried a deep shock. They were clear that from today onwards, the Land of Kings was about to enter Kang Chon's era. Some of the righteous disciples, especially the disciples of the Heaven's Path sect, were very excited and thrilled. The righteous forces in the Land of Kings were at a disadvantage when Demon Heaven defeated Little Gold. But now that Demon Heaven had lost to Kang Chia, the righteous forces in the Land of Kings were about to turn the tables. Because there were simply too many people paying attention to this battle, the news of this battle traveled very quickly. And 3 days after it ended, the results of this battle had already spread throughout the entire cultivation world. The name of Kang Chia undoubtedly resounded through the cultivation world once again. In the skies above the eastern battlefield, a huge treasure ship slowly sailed. They arrogantly situated themselves above the wind and cloud continent, not at all afraid of being discovered by the strongest members of the Devil's Path, appearing incomparably overbearing. Of course, if anyone knew that the 4 people traveling in it were Kang Chia, Zijin, Fan Din, and Zhao Linga, then they wouldn't be puzzled. With the strength of the 4 of them, there were already very few people who were their opponents in this battlefield of righteousness and evil. Brother, we're about to arrive at the Thousand Blade Valley. Little Gold's voice came. At this moment, half a month had passed since the battle between Kang Chia and Devil Heaven. The 4 of them, Kang Chia, Zijin, Fan Din, and Zhao Linga, were currently staying in the cabin, discussing the matters of the Dawnbreaker Immortal Mansion. Although they had already obtained the Dawn-breaking Immortal Order, but if they wanted to obtain the inheritance within the Immortal Mansion, it would still take some effort, and it wasn't something that could be accomplished so easily. Van Din said gruffly, "Now that everyone knows that you have the key to enter the Dawn Immortal Mansion, it's hard to say about the forces of the Righteous Path, but the forces of the Devil Path must have been hiding near the Dawn Immortal Mansion a long time ago, waiting for you to go and throw yourself into the net." Kang Chia nodded. He also understood the situation. If not, he would have traveled directly to the Broken Dawn Immortal Mansion. where would he have returned to the Thousand Blade Valley? According to you, we should have traveled to the Broken Dawn Immortal Mansion earlier and entered it before they reacted. Otherwise, wouldn't it be more unfavorable for us, the longer the time dragged on? Little Gold had a puzzled look on his face. It's not as simple as you think. Brahma Heart shook his head at his words. In fact, when the Dawnbreak Immortal Mansion was broken, there were already positive and demonic forces hiding there. They couldn't get the key, but they could watch over it and wait for a rabbit. Boom. Zijin blasted his fist on the table and said, angrily, "These guys are too hateful, brother. Big deal. Let's kill them." Kill. Kang Chia shook his head, his face a little heavy, as he said in a low voice, "I suspect that there are harmonization stage powerhouses hiding there." These words shocked Zijin into confusion. No way. Isn't the Dawn-breaking Immortal Mansion only accessible to cultivators below the divine separation stage? Little Gold was then filled with doubt. Stupid monkey. Those old men don't know that they're ambushing and robbing outside. Wait until we obtain the inheritance. Then they'll catch us and force us to ask questions. Zhaolinga laughed and scolded. Then why didn't they just come and grab Brother's Dawnbreaker Immortal Order? Little Jin completely exerted his determination to ask questions if he didn't understand. This time, Kang Chia himself explained, the orthodox and demonic battlefield has the rules of the orthodox and demonic battlefield. The existences of the symphony stage are all bound, and with the status of demonic heaven and I, no one dares to bully the small with the big, or else they would be crossing the line of the Heavenly Tao sect and the demonic sect, not to mention the symphony stage, and even Mahayana stage powerhouses wouldn't dare to do so. Another reason is that the Immortal Mansion can only be entered by cultivators below the divine separation stage. Those existences at the conjunction stage cannot enter and can only rely on others, and there are inevitably some tests and dangers within the Immortal Mansion. Ordinary people going in definitely won't work, and only people of Kang Chon's level can go in with certainty. Brahma Heart said, after half a day, what is the use of this key? At the end of the day, we still have to face those old guys. Do we have to wait until we're at the harmonization stage before we can enter the Immortal Mansion? Little Gold said with a depressed face. Words can't be said like that. Brahma shook his head, then laughed. With the key, we will take the initiative. Kang Chia, you are the disciple of the law enforcement elder. Your status is extraordinary. You can totally ask your senior brothers to help when the time comes to share some of the benefits with them is. Right, if we have eldest brother and second eldest brother to help out, we won't have to worrying about those old guys. Little Gold's eyes instantly lit up with joy. Don't think about it. Eldest senior brother doesn't know where he's gone. Second senior brother is still in the 18th layer of hell eating the Sun King. He won't be able to come out in a short period of time. We can only rely on ourselves. Kang Chia shook his head and said, why had he not thought of this solution? That would be troublesome. The Broken Dawn Immortal Mansion is extraordinary. If it's not one's own brothers and sisters, it's better not to call for help. After all, money moves people, Van Din said in a deep voice. Kang Chia nodded. The Heavenly Tao sect naturally did not lack experts, but to ask those experts to help out, the cost would definitely not be small, and if the other party had a small mind, he wouldn't even be able to resist at that time. Kang Chia wouldn't hand over the initiative to someone he didn't trust. It wasn't in line with his character. The three of them, Brahma Heart, Little Gold, and Zhaolinga, were all deep in thought, contemplating a solution. This matter needs to be discussed in the long run. Let's go back to the Heavenly Tao sect first. By the way, Van Din, this time, you are invited to visit the Heavenly Tao sect. Kang Chia laughed. The number one sect of the righteous path. Little Monk has long admired it. Brahma Heart also had a smile on his face. Nowadays, Kang Chia was fully qualified to bring people to qualify for the Heavenly Tao sect. And this was the benefit that strength brought. Although Kang Tia was not yet a Sun Son of the Heavenly Tao sect, with his talent, he had long surpassed many Sun Sons, and was only second to the Sun Sun King. Through the Thousand Blade Valley's teleportation array, Kang Tia and the others returned to the Heavenly Tao sect, and then accompanied Fan Din around the Heavenly Tao sect before returning to the Dark Gold Peak to reside. The wide waterfall was like the Milky Way pouring down, rushing endlessly. In the middle of the bamboo forest, Kang Chon's four people were gathered around a stone table, talking about the sky. Is this where you cultivate? The scenery is so beautiful, much better than our 10,000 Buddha sect. Brahma heart sighed. Oh, what does your 10,000 Buddha sect look like, Brother Van Din? Little Gold was curious. Kang Tia and Zhao Linga were also very curious. Zhao Linga laughed and joked, "You don't have a bunch of monks there banging on wooden fish and chanting scriptures every day, do you?" Ha ha ha. Kang Tia and Zi Jin laughed at his words. Brahma Din laughed bitterly and shook his head. Although we in the 10,000 Buddha sect are monks, we are even more cultivators. Where would we be like those monks in the secular world?